All right, it is session recap time. It is Wednesday, March 20th. Pretty basic chart here in front of us. We're looking at ES. This is the hourly time frame chart triggering the daily time frame, the higher time frame breakout today following FOMC the past few weeks. As you know, if you've been following along, price has just been trading in this intermediate term range. We did have a near term range as well. So intermediate term past few weeks, near term past few days, past week or so. Today, triggering that breakout, right? Up into that 5280 upside level of interest, which I'd mentioned as a potential target if this breakout did trigger today. Now the question becomes, what is next? So generally speaking, following these expansion days, following these big volatile moves, you want to have your expectations in line for a slower session. Generally speaking, that can look like an inside day or some type of volatility compression day. So what I'm personally going to be focused on tomorrow for ES is that reaction and that move versus 5280, as well as today's high up at 5289.5. That's assuming that price opens near where we're currently trading. Of course, that can change, and I will update during the pre-market prep live stream if we do have some type of overnight move. Now, bulls are not in any kind of trouble unless this prior breakout point here in the 52.57, 52.50 area fails to hold as support. Remember, the main structure at play here that we were trading before, we were looking at a big gap higher right through here, a key area of support right through here, and then the structure began to develop a series of higher lows, which is small detail, a little nuance, but an important clue for this particular structure. Now, again, resolving higher. So buyers not in trouble unless there is sustained action below this 52.50 area. So that'll definitely be an important level to be monitoring if price does get back there to testing that zone. But like I said, expectations personally for tomorrow is going to be more so of an inside day. That tends to be the norm after we have these big volatility expansion type of moves. Now on NQ, the setup is a little bit different. Still range trading, right? So the main watch in NQ today was the reaction versus 18,300. That was the level I was mostly interested in watching price's reaction to. We could see that if we check intraday, which I'll flip to really quick here, how well that 18,300 level of interest worked. Not only during that early morning action, I was not trading during this time frame, but more importantly, post FOMC, right? You get a phenomenal long entry with that 18,300 level holding as support. So overall, some really good action in NQ today, but the structure does still show it within a range. Now, what I had pointed out this morning and what we've kind of been tracking in NQ here is that, yes, the intermediate term is definitely a range, but when we zoom into more of the near-term action, what we're going to find is a series of lower highs, right? And one of the things I was looking for today was whether buyers could force that change in character, which would be a move up through Monday's high. That is exactly what we saw. So now the main watch on NQ is whether buyers can continue to hold this change in character, and for that I'll primarily be looking at the reaction versus 18,400. We want to see 18,400 now holding as support, and again, like I mentioned this morning, the target for this move, the target for this change in character is the range high, which is up into 18,630 or so. The true high up here is just shy of 18,700. So that's what I'll be looking for tomorrow in NQ. As far as expectations, very, very similar to what we talked about in ES. Anytime you have these big volatility expansion moves, again, you want to be looking for that potential inside day. You want to kind of have your expectations in line for a slower session, right? Main two levels on watch for NQ, 18,500 and 18,400. Two primary levels of interest there on NQ. Individual names, we have AMD. This is just purely a technical setup here on the daily time frame chart. Still pulling back into that prior structure, right? I would like to see some action up through today's high on AMD if it can trigger. We also have BA with the daily reversal. Take a look at this, testing big time support down through here. So we'll see if it can show a continuation move. Second day play tomorrow. That is a daily reversal trade. DraftKings, we had it on the watch today up through PT2. Pretty nice move here. Just looking for that second day play. There's a breakout. So second day play there. And then we have CHWY post earnings. So we'll see if CHWY can resolve higher from this base. And then MU post earnings as well. So overall, nice list for tomorrow. Some good levels to work with on the index. Hope everyone had a good session. I did talk to a lot of you guys, and it looks like a lot of you nailed some of the easier money plays today in the index, which is always amazing to see. Congratulations. Good sign. Definitely a good sign to be posting a green day on FOMC. So again, congrats. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to shoot me a DM in the think tank. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Have a good afternoon. Later.